Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. It is beautiful in here. It is a whopping 68 degrees in my office, and I hope that you are having a good day and staying warm and staying well. We are in John chapter 6. We've been here for a couple of days, and today we're going to move to the end of the chapter. And Jesus is telling the people, he's telling his disciples. And when I say his disciples, right now there's more than 12. There's a number of people around Jesus who are his disciples. And a disciple is simply someone who is a follower. You are following the way of the master. So Jesus is talking to them, and in John chapter 6 and verse 54, Jesus says, you need to eat my flesh and drink my blood to have a place in the kingdom. And Jesus is saying, it's a metaphor, but the people aren't getting it. And he's really saying, you need to believe in me. You need to buy 100% into who I am, because I am, as he said earlier in John 6:35, I am the bread of life. Now, the Jews are grumbling. They don't get who Jesus is. How can this guy say he's the bread of life? How can he say he comes from the Father? And they're just totally clueless. And we might have struggled if we were around back then as well. And so as we move through the chapter, Jesus is saying, this is what you need to do. He says, truly, truly, I say to you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you. Whoever feeds on my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I will raise him up on the last day. And you've got to be like, oh my goodness, we're getting into cannibalism. And again, that's not what Jesus is really saying. He's not saying, my real flesh, yes, here, rip a piece off. We're not going to the Walking Dead and zombies and all that kind of stuff. That's not what Jesus is saying. But the people are confused and they don't get what he's saying. And the disciples are struggling. And then we come to the end of John chapter 6. And in verse 60, we read, when many of his disciples heard it, they said, this is a hard saying. Who can listen to it? And Jesus knew that they were grumbling. He knew they were confused. And then what I think is kind of an ironical verse in John 6:66. Get it? John 6:66. After this, many of his disciples turned back and no longer walked with Jesus. So some of the disciples, this outside group, leaves. And in verse 67 and on, Jesus says to the 12, do you want to go away as well? And Simon Peter answered Jesus and said, Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life, and we have believed and have come to know that you are the Holy One of God. And there you go. There's the proclamation. Where else can I go to find the one true God? Nowhere but with you, Jesus. And that has to be our proclamation as well. Nowhere else can I go but to the throne of grace, to the throne where Jesus, the Christ, the Messiah, the Son of God, resides. It's got to be our call every day. Lord, I'm coming. I'm coming to draw closer to you, to your throne. Not always easy. Lots of people left Jesus. We can't. We've got to stay firm. Stand firm, as Paul would tell us in Ephesians 6 when we talk about the armor of God. Stand firm. Stand firm. You got it because God's got you. Have a great day. God bless you.